The ventilation, fresh air ventilation strategy of this house, because it is a airtight home, it means that we need to install a mechanical fresh air device to bring fresh air in from outside and to exhaust stale air from in here, because there's not a lot of air changes happening in this home. This is called an HRV, means heat recovery ventilator, and it is one of several types of ventilation strategies. It's really one of the best. What it does is it brings in fresh air from outside, exhausts stale air, but it runs it through a core here, which is like a radiator. So what's happening is the air, as it moves through this core, is not touching each other, but it's exchanging its energy, its heat, or its cooling. So that way it costs less for this homeowner to provide fresh air into their home. It is also hooked into the forced air system, which is actually a heat pump. And so it gets distributed evenly around the house. When this house is completed, the system will be all balanced so that we're bringing in the appropriate amount of air. You also get some control so the homeowner can increase or decrease fresh air depending on their activities. If they have a lot of people over, something like that, you know, you can kind of get this thing going a little bit more. Simply how it works is fresh air comes in from outside, it then goes to the duct system. At the same time, it pulls stale air from the duct system and it runs it and pushes it outside, and then it uses a metal core here in order to transfer the energy. And then also it's filtered. So if you have one of these, you have 2 filters in it, and they do need to be maintained. This is a washable filter. It's really important that this gets serviced. I find a lot of times when people are having issues and I get called in, a lot of times it's just a dirty filter. But it's also a great way for the air to all be filtered, and because it's running through the HVAC system, it's getting filtered down here as well. The HVAC system for this house, it is a forced air heat pump system. We are using a heat pump, which is essentially an air conditioner that can run in reverse, and you can pull warm air from outside, even in cold weather. I don't know specifically what this one's rated to, but we can get them, you know, down to 15 to negative 10 degrees now, where they work great. It does have a backup electrical emergency heat, so it has a couple strips of emergency heat for the coldest days. Because this home is high performance and its energy usage is low, gonna be low, this is not a big concern. The electric resistance heat does pull a little bit more power, but it's needed for emergency situations, and it doesn't have a big house on this home, which is also gonna be solar ready. And so you can see the system came with a very small little filter cavity here for a 1-inch filter. Doesn't do a good job. So these guys actually added in a nice 5-inch filter cavity here so that we can do a nice pleated filter, you know, a HEPA filter, and it's not gonna hurt the system and reduce the airflow. The whole system is hard piped. That is part of the Indoor Air Plus requirements. It's great to have your system fully hard piped. The best benefits are honestly being able to clean it for the future. You get nice, you know, air distribution throughout your system. You know it's not pulling from areas and bringing in unwanted pollutants and debris from wall cavities.